Hi everyone, welcome back to the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. I'm Molly Friedman.
And I'm Hugo Traverso.
This episode will be covering flag football, water polo, and athletes of the month.
Yeah, it's going to be a great episode, Molly. Football, they've got a big game, senior night tomorrow against Vintage. We're going to talk with some of the players and some of the coaches ahead of that big matchup.
And for flag football, the NCS championships tonight against Acalanes, 17-2. Should be a good game.
All that and more coming up right here on the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. Welcome to a new episode of the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. We're locked and loaded with some great content for you. We've got Athlete of the Month. We've got football preparing for senior night. We have golf coming off a great performance at NCS, an NCS champion performance, and we're talking about another NCS championship game right here with flag football. Hugo Traverso alongside Juliet Deal, who just does it all for this flag football team. Juliet, you guys are undefeated on the year going into the NCS championship. How much has this season meant to you?
This season is definitely one of the biggest seasons we've played. Our team is led with like 14 seniors, and most of them are all starters. So being out there with all the girls that are seniors, knowing this is our last week to play together, it means a lot. All the work we've put in over the summer has all led up to mostly this week and some very competitive games, especially that we have tonight versus Acalanes.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game, but you talk about this large senior presence on this team. But you also have a large pool of underclassmen, including our own Molly Friedman, who's been an exceptional player this year for that team. What have you been telling these underclassmen to do? Is there anything you've been giving them advice on heading into next year so that they can carry this winning excellence on?
I think just keep their confidence up. They all know they're very good players, especially Molly, Colby, and then the twins, Nicole and Naomi. They're all amazing team leaders, and once this huge class of seniors graduates, they'll be just fine with the coaches we have and all these athletes we have, especially some underclassmen from JV like Alina and Abby coming up will be very big assets to our varsity team next year.
So let's talk about Acalanes tonight. 17-2. You guys are going to Concord. It's kind of a road game despite being the higher seed. 5 o'clock game. If anyone in the area wants to go, it's going to be a great game at Clayton Valley Charter High School. But you guys watched film. You've practiced. You're ready for this team. Coming off a big win against Arroyo. What's going to be the key to victory tonight?
I think our offense will be a very big key, but like our coach Jonathan says, defense will win the games. So the quarterback, as long as we can pick those balls and that are going up really high and cover the outsides, we should be good. And we have complete trust in our quarterback, Nicole, to find those outsides that should be open, and that should lead us to a win.
Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight. We're going to be right back with some more fun content. We've got Ponzo here. We've got Coach McManus here, some great football players, and ultimately going to be a great podcast. Thanks for joining us, Juliet.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. I am now joined by Coach Frank McManus, coming off the big win against Marin Catholic, preparing for a huge game against Vintage on senior night. First of all, let's backtrack to that Marin Catholic game and talk about, they kind of came out and punched you guys in the nose a little bit, kind of like the Windsor game. But what I noticed in both of those games is your team's ability to bounce back from that. Is that something that you guys have prepared them for mentally in terms of coaching, or is it something inherent about this team that makes them so resilient?
I think it's a little bit of both. That's a great question, actually. I think obviously having the experience of that Windsor game and being able to come back under those circumstances has been big. I think also sometimes we put ourselves in that position, whether it's through mental mistakes early on. I think we had the penalty on the punt where we had a running into the kicker that was a 15-yarder that extended that play. So it's continuing to identify where we're making mistakes or where our opportunities are for improvement and addressing those at practice. And that's what you're seeing week in and week out as we go back to the film, go back to the experience, put the kids back in those situations in practice so they get to re-experience it and we can coach it up and fix it. But I think a lot of it is also the resilience of these guys. As you've seen, they've been in some different games all year, and we've talked about it over and over again, whether it's through the media or even in practice about, again, these are experiences that they can put in the bank and withdraw as money at any time. And you're starting to see that happen now.
And obviously getting LT back, getting King Pitts eligible was huge. What kind of effect did you see that have on the team as a whole?
At practice when they saw LT come out, that was a huge moment. And then the same day when we got notice that King was eligible, we announced it right in the middle of practice randomly. And you saw everyone kind of like the spirit was definitely uplifted. So it's definitely provided some juice to the team and the morale. It's been a great ride so far. A lot of again, another great experience for the kids, another great experience for this team. Things that are going to create those memories for them.
So obviously getting past Marin Catholic was a huge hurdle, guarantees at least a co-championship.
Yep.
But now you prepare for Vintage, which is a very good team. They're in this league, so they mean business. And they, of course, want to spoil the party on senior night.
Yep.
How are you guys preparing for this particular game and all that goes into it?
Yeah, they are very much like a Manteca type of team. So as a coach and as a team and as a staff, we got to take this game a little bit personally. We want to be able to stop the run. Very effective running team. They want to pound the rock, and like I said, we are determined to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes that we made versus Manteca. As far as preparation, like I said, every week in and week out, we prepare every game like a CIF championship. The energy level's got to be right, the instruction, the technique, it all plays a role into it. And I think the kids have responded extremely well. We've had with the rain, obviously we've adjusted some practice times a little bit this week just to make sure that we duck and dodge the rain. Not that we're made of sugar and we're gonna wash away, but we want to make sure that we get the right preparation in. And so the kids again have responded well to adjustments. Anytime you're dealing with high school kids and you make any small change, it can throw everything for a loop. So again, we've got to be on point as coaches through our instruction during practice, but great week of practice and preparation.
And of course, the playoffs are looming. I know you don't look too far ahead.
Never.
But that's got to be an exciting thing for you to be here in your first year, a new school, new section, new everything, and to be in a position to get a very high seed, depending on what happens with the power rankings.
Yep.
And do you think about that a little bit to yourself at times? Like, wow, this is really happening. I've got this team rolling. And
Yeah.
I got a chance to do something special.
Yeah, I do find myself occasionally lingering into that thought, and I try to squash it right away because, one of the big things I've learned over the years is you got to stay out of your own ego. And so I try to that's why my mindset is always a week at a time. And so the minute I start thinking about that, I just revert back to that Manteca loss, and I say, that just remind myself of that first half, and then that re-energizes my energy and my focus to the game at hand. Because like I said, I think it's been since COVID, at least since this school's won a football league title, and so for me to be able to have this team after our first week feeling like feeling like the way we did, and to be at this juncture with an opportunity to have an undisputed league title for the school and for the players is really an honor for me. So I'm excited to put together the best product on the field tomorrow for the fans and for the school and for the community, and hopefully bring home an undisputed league title Friday night.
And senior night's always a little bit emotional. For you, a little different this year because you haven't been with these guys for all 4 years. But what do you think about this group of seniors? What have they meant to you in terms of transitioning from a coach to a new coach, and how they helped you with that?
Yeah, the seniors have been huge. They've kind of kept this team together. They've provided leadership. They've kind of provided the glue that kind of keeps this thing moving along and inching along. And they've passed on some great leadership skills to some of those juniors. By nature for me, I tend to be very emotionally, I don't want to say checked out, but I'm like a very even keel guy when it comes to those type of things. I do take a second every now and again to smell the roses, but I get so deep in the weeds of the details of practice and the games and things like that. I sometimes forget that, these are high school guys and these are emotional moments for me. And that's where my coaches have been great. Coach Tom, Coach Chris Perez, they did a great job last week of doing a team bonding thing where the kids did some role plays of coaches. I heard Cordell did a great one of me, and I heard Jonah did a great one of Coach Sean. But again, fun. They're providing those fun opportunities where I have a tendency to be very business as usual, and my coaches have been really good, along with Monica and our athletic director, of making sure that I take time to smell the roses and make sure I enjoy these moments with the seniors and the kids in general.
All right, Coach. Well, fantastic. Great job last week. Good luck against Vintage this week, and let's keep this ship rolling along.
Yep, appreciate it. Go Cards.
All right. Thank you. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We are live in the nest, and I am joined now by our amazing strength and conditioning coach, Ponzo, who's done a tremendous job this year. First of all, talk a little bit about the challenge of having so many teams to deal with and the different types of training that each specific sport needs.
Yeah, juggling all the teams is tough, dealing with a lot of different coaches and different schedules and practice times and game times and competition. It's very tough, but I think that's part of the job. Luckily, God has kind of blessed me with abundance of energy and joy to do this, so it's really my passion. So I really find extremes amount of joy and happiness while I'm working with these athletes. Again, the most difficult part is juggling the schedules. It's long days and long nights, but it's all worth it as long as we're winning, I think. I often tell the guys and girls I only lose sleep about them getting hurt and us losing. So as long as we're winning and we're not getting hurt, it's a pretty good schedule.
Right on. Well, I wondered about that. You know, we've had a great tradition of success here at Cardinal Newman. And you feel a little bit of pressure, you know, in terms of getting these out. You're not coaching the team, but you've got to have them physically ready. And is there a mental aspect to that as well?
There definitely is a mental component. And I do, get a little nervous, not like I'm playing the game or coaching the game, but I feel a tremendous role in getting them developed and prepped to play. The mental component kind of comes into the resiliency of us training over and over again, the consistency as well, and it's kind of just brought into the culture just from the abundance training that we do, the standard that we set that's so high. The mental capacity from these guys and girls has to be so high, so that's kind of our mental toughness.
Is there a particular athlete or maybe a team that you're proud of in terms of how they've developed physically and you've seen a great improvement from day one to where they are now?
Definitely women's basketball, all our sports, but women's basketball. We started this summer training, so they had quite a head start compared to most of these other winter sports, and they've definitely raised the bar in terms of their level of fitness and strength. And then a couple of individuals from a football standpoint. Cordell is a monster on the field, but it's a lot of what he does in the weight room, not what I do. His effort is just immaculate every day. Shout out to him. Shout out to Owen Graff, who hasn't got any action, obviously, due to other complications. But when he gets to step on the court of the field, his work ethic and attitude is again, he's a high motor guy, high energy guy. So the ability to repeat everything with such detail and greatness is real cool to see. So shout out.
What's the biggest challenge you face in terms of preparing athletes, and particularly high school athletes, and their attitude about life in general, and trying to impart something that will help them with their future selves?
It's frustrating that a lot of them think that they're already there and think that they've done enough to be at the top, when there's still so many little things that we need to keep chipping away at. In-season training is a tough sell to anyone, college level, pro level. The high school level, it's even tougher. I know you got a game tomorrow. I know you just played yesterday. But again, it comes down to the consistency, the resiliency. The recovery is kind of built into the program. The fact that we do it so much allows them to continue to do it. Unfortunately, if we do take time off, that's when it becomes detrimental in terms of kind of their play and competition.
Well, right on, Ponzo. Thank you. The results speak for themselves. It's been an amazing fall. We're having great success. We have teams still going and hopefully going a lot further as November comes and goes, and maybe we even have a couple playing into December. So congratulations on that great success. I know you're a big part of it.
Appreciate that. I'm excited too.
All right, we'll be back more. We're live in the nest, and the podcast continues after this.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. We're here from the Nest, Hugo Traverso alongside Finn Dyke of this Cardinal Newman Cardinals football team, which has just been on a heater recently. 8 consecutive wins. Yes. You guys knocked the Wildcat off your back last week against Marin Catholic, an absolute blowout victory for you. How are you feeling out there? And then just some thoughts post-game, what was it like?
Well, post-game we knew, obviously, Marin Catholic's going to be a tough team. We've had struggles with them in the past. Last year, sending them home in playoffs. And we haven't played Marin Catholic home in a while, and it's been a long time. And we knew it was going to be a hot game. Whoever's going to come out fast, we got to come out fast. Our offense looked really good last week, and I felt like our team was just clicking together, and we looked really good.
Well, the O-line was incredible. Tarantino was a big threat for Marin Catholic on the D-line. You guys allowed 0 sacks against LT. It was an incredible game. It's senior night this week against Vintage. There's a big senior presence on that O-line. Quan, Devin Bertoli, who's been a 4-year starter there. How have they helped you mature into your role now?
Well, I've played with Devin and Quan before high school. I've been playing with them since I was 5 years old. So, this is truly a lot. Senior night's important. And they're great leaders, and it's been shown. Like sophomore year, they really took me under their wing, Devin and Quan, and brought me to their level, and now we're all ready and clicking.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a night filled with emotion. But you guys play Vintage, and we were talking about it with head coach Frank McManus about the physicality aspect. We were talking about, spoke with Ponzo today. You guys have been just working on the strength and conditioning relentlessly, and you have gotten to the point where you guys are just physically absolute monsters out there. So, what has that been like to be able to train with Ponzo, someone who's worked with NCAA Division II, Division III, Division I teams in the past?
It's truly a blessing to have Coach Ponzo. We work hard. We've been working super hard since summer, and I think it's really starting to show. Like Coach Frank told us in the summertime that around week 8 or 9, you're going to really see our strength and conditioning program will dominate everyone else's, and that'll truly show. And I believe we showed that out there last Friday.
Well, Coach likes bringing up that experience bank. You guys have had a lot of hard games this year, a lot of hard running teams, and you face another one against Vintage. They run a wing T. It's a different formation. It's going to be a little interesting to see how you guys play it. But, what's the preparation like heading into this game, and what are you going to do to prepare yourself and your mind for the contest?
Well, we know it's going to be a physical game, knowing that they're a heavy run team. So we've just been working at practice, stopping the run, shutting it down, and I think we'll be prepared for Friday because I think it was shown week 1 that we're a team that they think cannot stop the run because Manteca, but I think we're going to have to prove it this game that we can shut down the run.
Well, yeah, Newman plays Vintage. It's going to be a great game at 7 p.m. tomorrow, right, on ysn365.com, or better yet, come on down to Ed Lloyd Field for a great game. Newman looks to win 9 straight heading into playoffs. We're here from the Nest. Welcome back to the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. Hugo Traverso alongside Malachi Quan, one of our electric seniors here on this Cardinal Newman football team. Quan, and you've played with this team for 4 years. You guys just knocked the Wildcat off your back for a second consecutive time. Beat Marin Catholic, absolute beatdown. Freshman year, we talked a lot about that connection between you and Malachi Pethumarak. He went to Winter for a year, then comes back. Tell me a little bit about that friendship, you blocking for him, and what that means to you, and also what the win against Marin Catholic means to you.
Well, yeah. Me and Malachi Pethumarak, we go back all the way to kindergarten. I've known him since we started wrestling in kindergarten. That's been my cousin since I could remember, and he's always had my back. I've always had his back. So every time he's running the ball, I always try to put myself on the line for him. And also the win against Marin Catholic, I feel like that's just leadership on the team and everyone pushing each other to do their best, and just us encouraging each other for us to succeed and be the best of ourselves.
We talk about leadership. You're a senior on the squad this year. It's a big senior year, and especially on the offensive line, you and Devin both, playing your final regular season game as Cardinals tomorrow. What has that meant to you, that bond between the seniors this year? And tell me a little bit about the leadership you've had with the younger guys. We just had Finn in here for an interview. So, tell me a little bit about being a leader on this team.
I think this goes all the way back to summer. from what we started and like what we try to prepare ourselves for before the season, as getting us all together as a team, working together. And summer really helped us get close as a family, basically. And it helped us build a bond that like I don't think any other team has.
Well, in summer, you guys have been working incredibly hard with strength and conditioning. We spoke with Ponzo earlier today. He's been doing an incredible job getting, juggling all these teams, getting you guys right. What does that physicality mean to you guys as a team? And, what does that mean to you as a player?
I think it helps us on the field, mainly because, as we can see, like when we were against Marin Catholic, we were not gassed at all. We were on the pedal the whole time, on the field the whole time, and we just gave it nonstop breaks the whole way.
All right, well, Newman plays Vintage tomorrow. Big game for you, Malachi. Wishing you the best of luck out there. We'll be right back. We're here from the Nest. Welcome back to the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. Hugo Traverso alongside Everett Self, defensive lineman here at Cardinal Newman High School. And Everett, that defensive line was wreaking havoc last week against Marin Catholic. An incredible game for all of you. What was the key to that success on the D-line?
I think the main key to that game for us was our preparation that week of practice. Our coach instilled into us that if we were to be able to pretty much box the quarterback, put as much pressure as possible, and just pretty much just scare him out of the game, which I feel like we accomplished. And also having King on the line was a big plus to us. So we had very strong defensive line. I think one of the top ones in NorCal.
Yeah, you guys have been incredible this year. You're a senior on this team. That D-line is definitely a little bit younger. King Pitts, sophomore, and Khalil, a junior. You're, senior on this team. You've been a leader. What have you been telling the younger guys to get them prepped for these big games, especially a guy like Jaden Wall, who's been stepping up as a freshman?
Some of the stuff I've been kind of telling them, and a lot of it, it's not really one guy leads us all. I think we're all leaders in our own sense, and we kind of help each other out and bounce back, help with each other almost. And but one of the things I try to tell some of them is don't throw your coaching away when you're in a situation of adversity and you don't you're playing bad or something and something else seems like it works better for you. And it's a mistake I make. I think we all do. But you just really have to go back to your coaching. Just trust what our coaches have told us because it's going to work and it's made for that. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about the game tomorrow. You guys play Vintage. They're very run heavy. Run a wing T. You guys are, like you said, very talented D-line. What are you doing to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the game tomorrow?
What I'm doing is just going through practice, how we do every week. We prepare for each team the same. Every team could beat us. We could beat any team. So we don't like to put any teams on a pedestal, but for practice, I've just been working on my physicality like I do every week, and I've just been preparing the same for almost every game. So I don't see this one as anything different.
Well, the Cardinals look to make it 9 straight heading into playoffs tomorrow. Everett, we wish you the best of luck. Going to be a great game at 7 p.m. at Ed Lloyd Field against Vintage. Be there.
Welcome back, Cardinal Newman fans. I'm Priya Triolo, and I'm here with senior Maddie Bugby. You guys have performed exceptionally well in golf this season. You guys won NCS for the second time in a row. Get me through that process. How was that for you guys mentally, and overall, how did you play?
NCS, great experience. Going through our league, we're usually predicted to win. We did win league this year, and so going to NCS is kind of a different level where it feels more competitive. It doesn't feel like easy winning. We have to compete hard to get that title, and I think that we all came together, we performed really well, and we ended up winning.
Awesome, sounds good. And you guys made a travel up to Arcata, which that's quite a ways up there. How did you guys prep for that different course, and how was it playing so far away?
So going up there was fine. I enjoy going over for a little night trip. The course was playing really hard because it rained, I think 2 inches the night before. So we did a practice round the day before, and it was playing super wet. The greens were running really slow, but it definitely prepared us well for what the conditions were going to be like the following day. And then the conditions luckily did get a little bit better, so I think that practice round did prepare us very well.
That's amazing. And you are a senior on our lineup this year. So how do you feel like these incredible seniors, we have Ella Foley, Keely Collins, how is the team going to be impacted as the lineup as the next season comes around?
Yeah, I think that all the seniors have probably made a pretty big impact on the rest of the team. Right now, I believe half our roster is seniors, so we're going to have a lot of seniors graduating from the team and from the starting roster. But I do think that we have some great players, some great underclassmen, and there's some good freshmen coming in as well. And hopefully we have led the team well enough that they get to keep that same mentality and teamwork that we like to have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maddie. We'll have something coming up next from Cardinal Newman Broadcasting.
All right, it is time to honor our male athlete of the month, and none other than Mason Ballard, the goalkeeper in the cage for water polo this year. Fantastic season that is still going on. Mason, talk a little bit about this season and the expectations coming in with all the seniors and how well you guys have done.
Coming into this season, we had a goal, same as last year, make it to NCS finals and hopefully win. Last year we fell a little bit short, losing by 1 in the NCS final game. And so this year we set a goal collectively as a team that we want to make it back there and try our hardest. And these seniors have been working incredibly hard, all of them, that most of them have been playing for over 3 or 4 years on this team. So it's just great to see all these guys finally have like one last chance to do and achieve a goal that they all have wanted to achieve, I think, probably since they started playing the sport. And our coach, Fredo, this year, he's pushed us, I think, pretty hard and has kept us pretty diligent on our goal. And the guys have came together and really just, I don't know, worked really hard, and our goal is almost there, hopefully next weekend.
Being in the cage is kind of unique to water polo in that you're the anchor of the defense, you're the last line of defense, but you're also communicating a lot to your teammates in terms of how to defend and how to attack. Talk about that and what it's like for you.
I've learned a lot from my coach. He played goalie. And so this year I've really stepped it up in communicating. Like last year I did an okay job, but that was one of the things I've worked big on is communicating, letting my defense know if we're pressing, if we're dropping, where the ball is coming from. Because if I can know where the ball is going to be or where the ball can go, it makes my job a ton easier. And if the defense is just helping me out in every which way they can by being in just every position they can and stopping the ball from getting where I don't want it to be, it helps the team out as a whole and helps me a ton. So communication, I think, is actually one of the biggest things, like you probably said. It's just a great thing to have. It's a great skill for all goalies to learn and be great at, because out there you're the commander on defense. Like you have your coach on the sideline, but he's far away, so you have to be telling everyone where to go, where the ball is, and just be a leader out there. So that's something I've worked to this year to do.
And you've been very good at it. I'm curious, did you have any water polo experience coming into your freshman year, and how did you end up as the goalie?
Well, no, I actually hadn't. I've never played a swim sport before freshman year. I was told I couldn't play football, so I was like, oh, well, might as well try another sport. Came to freshman orientation, and the guys had some donuts out for me. And they're like, oh, if you come out to practice, we'll give you a donut. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll come out. And so then I went to the first couple practices, didn't really know if I liked it or not. And then my coach came up to me, Fredo, and he's like, oh, have you ever thought about playing goalie? And I was like, I haven't really thought about playing water polo all that much. And so then freshman year, me and Rocco Smith, we were both the goalies. And I learned from him a little just to get the basis of everything. And then I've been playing goalie ever since, kind of. So it all started freshman year, basically.
Amazing. Just all it takes is donuts, man. And
Yeah.
you're there. Okay, good. Talk about what it takes physically. I mean, you're back there. You're still, most of the time, you're not like the other players that are swimming up and down the pool. You got to tread water the whole time. And then yet you've got to be able to come out of the water, get your arms up and block shots. What does it take physically to be a good goalkeeper?
It all starts in practice and conditioning. The first month of practices, you just know you're getting in the pool just to tread water for a good hour or hour and a half. So that's a really big mental part to it, in my opinion, is that just knowing that you're getting in a pool just to tread water up and down the pool. So it takes a lot of work you have to put into it. You got to be very diligent, and I've found that when you take breaks off of this sport, it's kind of hard to get back into it. You need to be very consistent in your workouts and just preparing yourself by being in the pool. And stretching is also a huge thing. Many people might not think about it, but being very flexible in the legs is also a huge aspect of being able to tread water, get out of the water, and be able to lunge and touch the corners of the goal.
All right, well, fantastic. Great job. Congratulations on being our Athlete of the Month, and good luck as NCS continues.
Thank you.
All right, time now to honor our female Athlete of the Month here for October, and it is none other than Ella Foley. Golf team, you guys did great. Won NCS again this year, second year in a row. What does it take to be that consistent, and is there a little bit of pressure to go back to back?
Yes, great question. I think in my mindset, I know I've advanced from NCS Division II championship for all 3 prior years. So this year there was definitely some pressure, but I just had to keep a positive mindset and know that I have done the work, I've put the work in, and so has my team. And I think leaving our team in this format while I'm a senior is a great position to leave them in.
Is it difficult to go from 9-hole competition during the regular season to suddenly playing 18 holes in NCS?
It was a little difficult. I have played quite a bit of golf in my years, so it's not too hard on me, but some of the younger players, it might be a little difficult for them, so I'm just trying to teach them and mentor them into getting into the mindset that you will have to compete, and just make sure you have an open mindset and be prepared for anything.
And obviously you're the number one, so you're out there trying to get your score as low as possible. But talk about that, how it really, everybody's score counts, right? So the players that actually win these tournaments are the 4 and 5 players in a lot of cases.
Yes, yep. So the 4 and 5 players, I mean, they might be down on themselves, but as a team, I think we're pretty good with motivation and positive speaking to each other. And I think that just more practice, and then also like keeping your health up there, is a very important aspect of golf and competing.
And talk about your game in particular and what you try to focus on in terms of getting your score as low as possible.
During competition, I really focus on just keeping the stable mindset, again, like I've said, and just keeping positive through it all. If I have a bad shot, I try my hardest to just move on and just keep going, keep pushing on.
And you guys were up in Arcata. Had you played there much before? I know you guys got a practice round in, but that's a long way to go to play some competitive golf.
Yes, so fortunately I have had some experience with travel golf, so I was kind of used to going up to the course, just doing a practice round. I don't keep score during practice rounds, I just feel out the course. And then on competition day, I was ready, and Coach gave us a great motivational speech before, and we were ready to roll.
Right on. Well, congratulations, Ella. You followed that up in Division I with a 75 at Windsor. That was amazing. Just a terrific career you've had here, and very proud to have you as our Female Athlete of the Month for October. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. That's going to do it for this week's podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back again real soon from the Nest.